What's going on, guys? It's your boy Franky Robin here, coming to you again with another anime talk with Franky. You know, the thing that we do on every Monday around 2:30, 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you want to come join, talk it out, and talk about your favorite anime characteristic or whatever the topic is, just let me know, and I'll get you in there. But today we are talking about some anime character growths. Those who went through their redemption arc, like Zuko or what have you. Just stuff like that. If this is something that you like, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment down below what is your favorite anime character that went through their redemption arc or anime character growth. Without further ado, KP, go ahead and start us off.
But okay, so the question, I was just thinking about the first one that I had in my mind. I was thinking of that, and I was like, I wonder if we could talk about that, how there are some characters in certain series that they have a character growth, and it's either inspiring or maybe it's just wow, that was pretty good character growth. I like that. So stuff like that.
All right. Yeah. So we all, I wouldn't say we all, I'm pretty sure we all have our favorite anime character developments, some, sorry, I know some of us, what's the word I'm looking for? I know some of us just resonate with certain characters when they go through their character development. Like, for example, Zuko. I felt like he had one of the best character redemption arcs, or at least the character redemption, whatever you want to call it, that I've seen so far, because he's, I almost said he was the Prince of all Saiyans. That is not Zuko. He was I almost said, he wasn't disowned,
Fire
but
Nation Prince.
Yeah, he was a Fire Nation Prince that basically got
dishonored
because his father.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow,
dishonor on your family.
All right, that's it. Dishonor on your whole family. Make a note of this. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn down my volume because it's speaking a little bit. But anyways, Zuko, dishonored prince, and he felt like the only way to regain his honor is to hunt down the Avatar, because apparently that's what we do in, I almost said the My Hero universe. Oh my Jesus Christ, I need to go back to bed. In the Avatar universe, So, and then, as he's going through the show, he's just like, I want to get my honor back. Honor. And then, he basically they basically said, F you, man. And then Azula rose up with her crazy fine self and just saying,
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
I blame Shigo, honestly, for the reason why I like
Oh my God.
some crazy goth women.
You like the bad bitches.
Yes.
I don't even know if you can handle one, to be honest.
I will actually try. I would genuinely try to make sure I can, handle them. Like, hey, yo, my me. So, anywho.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say. Anyway, let's get back on topic here.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to
What? You don't want to talk about bad girls, boss bitches with the fat
Maybe
ass?
another
Or-
episode.
or just talking about some baddies. Hey, Azula. Can I
Think
get
of
you?
it right now, but yeah.
Besides Azula, Shigo, Raven from Teen Titans. Raven, you can Azura.
Not per se baddies, but goth girls.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Jinx from
So
Teen
far,
Titans too. I guess get fit into that.
Yeah.
No.
Be like, hey, Raven, you can Azra's mess around and Zenithus my face off if you want to. I'm just saying. So, anywho's back to the
Sorry,
main
I just thought of
topic.
one.
Which one's that?
You're from Spy X Family.
She can kick the shite out of me anytime.
She can hold a knife to my throat in the alleyway, and I will thank her. Anyway.
She can kick, it's like in the manga, she kicks the crap out of some guy where he just like somersaults in the air, and I would try to stand back up like harder.
Harder, mommy.
Oh, so much demonetization.
Now kick my ass.
So much demonetization. Demonetization. Oh, jeez.
I know, within the first like 5 minutes. Anyway.
9 minutes or 10 minutes actually. You're right, like 5 minutes. Anyways, but you know, Zuko went through all this trying to regain his honor until he finally realized, thanks to Uncle Iroh, best.
Yes.
Uncle Iroh was the non-avatar avatar. I'm just saying, because he developed his bending style based on all the elements and tribes he went to. So thanks to Uncle Iroh, I said Uncle Zuko, Jesus Christ, I need to go back to bed. Thanks to Uncle Iroh, you know, he was like, yeah, I don't need honor. I guess it's not, you know, my path to hunt down the Avatar, but to help him. So he went through all that. Then he finally met the Avatar, and everybody was hesitant, obviously. And they're like, we don't want you here. We don't like your kind, right? But then they grew to like him and understood where he came from, because, you know, Dishonor Prince wasn't loved by his daddy. I understand, understandable feeling right there. He didn't live too close to home there. Anyways, so he was just like, hey, you know, I know I did some bad stuff. I know I hunted you down. I know I did this, that, and the other bag of chips. But I just want you guys to know, you know, hey, I want to help you guys out. I want to take down my father, because he is the reason why, you know, there aren't any air nomads left in the world. So, but yeah, he did all that. Now he's one of the most respected and loved characters from Avatar. So,
It's rough, buddy.
I know, right? Imagine having all of this power and fame just be surpassed by your younger sister, dishonored by his father, dishonored by his sister, dishonored by his nation, dishonoring you, right? But then he just comes to realize, like, yeah, I don't need that, you know? What I need is the respect of myself. And I only need that respect. So, to loop us back to the question. Alright, KP-chan. Alright, KP-chan.
What, time for me to say one?
Yeah, lead us off. I just gave an example.
Oh, I thought that was one of yours. Okay, well, anyway.
No.
So I'm gonna start off with the first one that I ever thought of, and that arose this question for me. And some people beg to differ with it, but I immediately thought of Bakugo. You know, because, like, I know we already talked about it before, but, you know, he goes from being, like, I don't know, like, just so...
A hothead.
In a way, toxic. Yes, a hothead. Very angry, toxic man. And now he's, like, not... I guess... I don't know how to put it. Like... or he's willing to, I guess, like,
take a step back from a situation before exploding.
You know, obviously he talks to Deku like an actual person, in his own way, of course. He's like acknowledging that his friends are his friends rather than just these extras that are just people that keep talking to him. He's actually, like, you know, being friends with them and stuff and whatnot like that. And I was like, look at him, look at the baby, he's grown, he's talking to people. So, like, yeah, that's like the main one that I thought of.
You stole one of mine, KP.
And that's all I got. I probably froze up again. That's
You did.
lovely.
You did. So,
Scratching your head.
yeah.
What?
You froze up.
Yeah.
You go for it.
I know I did, but I'm not saying it again. Fuck you. No.
No.
We could hear you, just we couldn't really see your mouth move at all. You were frozen like mid-scratch.
Oh, okay. At least you could hear me. So, okay, we're good then.
All right. Yeah. Ethernet cables.
I can't
work
hear you
wonders.
guys when you freeze up, so that's gonna be great.
Ethernet cables work wonders. Sorry, had something in my teeth. Anyways,
I just thought of that Emperor's New Groove scene where he's like, "What the? How long has that been there?"
he's the hippest cat in the nation. The Alpha, the Omega, A to Z. Yeah. Kronk!
Anyway.
Pull the lever! Wrong lever! Anyways, but yeah, that is an actual good example of, you know, somebody going through their, you know, somebody from anime going through their redemption arc, or, you know, their character development actually works wonder, and they're not just like this, I guess, this angry Sparky Boom Man that he was at the beginning. There's like, shut up, you nerd, right? He still calls Deku a nerd and all that, but he's still, or Deku.
Yeah.
And
In a way, he hasn't changed, but he also has changed, like, for the better, I guess. But his,
I guess
like, personality.
yeah, his grammar, his speech patterns are still the same, but, you know, his character development actually was, you know, was a thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, like I say, it's a good one, and, you know, I thought his was great. It's not as great as Zuko's, but, you know, they're both
You
hotheads.
just cut out.
I said it was great, but not as great as Zuko's.
Okay.
Because they're both hotheads. Well, one, it doesn't really control fire. He just has explosions. He's
Yeah.
basically
He
a...
just sweats nitroglycerin.
Yeah. He is basically a Megumin, but he can do multiple explosions instead of just go like, explosion, and then just cops out.
So he's that man with the third eye tattoo.
Yeah, Combustion Man. Or
Yeah.
Sparky Boom Man.
It's Sparky Boom Man!
Who basically was like, I want to surpass All Might. SHOTOOO! Right?
Yes, SHOTOOO!
He's a flaming arsehole.
Yeah. Flaming arsehole. He's also hot-headed as crap, but he's like,
Flaming
front.
hot garbage.
yeah, a lot of flame jokes today. He's the
I
flamey
don't
old
like
boy.
that No redemption arc can save him in my mind.
But I can see where he was coming from, because I guess he was number 2 all his life, or at least all his hero career, because All Might, the GOAT of that anime during the first 2 seasons. Because, you know, All Might put everything on his back, because he felt like since he was the one that had this power to stop All for One, he felt like it was his responsibility to carry the weight of the world, or at least the weight of Japan, on his shoulders. And like, he was known worldwide as one of the world's greatest heroes, and I can see that why Endeavor did the things he did. Do I agree with it? No. Do I agree with family trauma that messes up your kids' lives? No. Am I speaking from experience? No. Yes. Just in case if my parents are watching this. But what he did was he basically married someone who complements his quirk. And if you don't know Endeavor's quirk, it's basically fire manipulation, or he just basically is
Hellflame.
Hellflame. Basically, he just throws out. He's a firebender, more or less, but he can't really control fire in the way that they can, I guess. He just spews out fire. Right? So what he did was he found someone who has the opposite quirk, which is Shotoo's mother. I forget her name. Ray, thank you.
Ray.
So, with him doing that, he's like, well, I'm going to try to make the perfect being that can rival All Might. So that way he can surpass All Might. First attempt, failed. Second attempt, failed. Third attempt, failed. Fourth attempt, fourth and final attempt was SHOTOOO!
Yes, SHOTOOO!
Right?
Well, technically the first attempt didn't fail. He had the firepower, just didn't have the body to
Sustain it.
withstand that firepower.
Yeah, it wasn't...
Mm-hmm.
spoiler alert, you know.
Spoiler! Don't say. No, I'm kidding. We all know.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
Dobby.
this one.
At this point,
Yeah.
It's that boy back there. It's
Yeah.
that boy.
Dobby.
He scared the crap out of me this morning when I woke up. By the way. Anyway.
What'd he do? Just stay there?
Well, I like looked over, eyes barely open from waking up, and I thought it was a gremlin. Opened my eyes real quick. It's just Dobby. Which, what's the difference anyway?
Well, you can feed him after midnight. 'Tis what. But yeah. But Dobby, right? His quirk is combustion. I believe that's what it was called.
That's what they're calling it, but I think it's actually something else. But
We haven't actually gotten it confirmed what his quirk technically is called.
Cremation.
I
Apparently.
just call it blue flames. Yeah, it's like cremation flames, but like I call it blue fire.
Well, they call it
flame.
that because Dobby is a word in another language I can't remember right now for cremation.
Well, thank goodness we have the power
And
of
he's
the
a walking
internet.
corpse.
Technically, yeah. Translation.
But yeah, he has blue flames, and like they're cool. And he tears himself up doing it.
It's
Yes.
apparently it's Hebrew for dearly loved, but I don't know if that's.
That makes it sadder. Oh no, I'm gonna cry.
If you look
Oh,
on his
no.
Wikipedia page, though, it says that his name means like cremation. I think in Persian or something.
Blue flame in Japanese.
These fans made him going way in depth with things, just trying to justify it all.
I mean, yeah, we have to. We're weebs. This is what we do. We argue, we fight, we talk about anime. We
We're
have.
gonna keep talking about what it possibly is and what it means. We need to know.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I mean the word quirk for My Hero came about because of fan translations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The more you know. Whenever you're editing this, you can do the more you know bit.
Dun, 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 dun.
Technically, Toya. Oh, sorry, more spoilers, right? That's his real name. Dobby, had the power to use the fire quirk, but his body could not withstand the heat. So technically, he was a failure. In Endeavor's eyes, I almost said All Might's.
Yes.
In Endeavor's eyes, he's like, you're a failure. But I don't know, does his sister and brother have quirks?
Yes.
It's not confirmed, or at least from what I've heard, it's not confirmed, but it doesn't say in the show whether or not they do or not.
Yeah. But they must. They have to, right?
It's speculated that Natsuo is similar to Rei's, just a pure ice quirk, and that Fuyumi's is like it's kind of like Shoto's, but less firepower, more ice.
Yeah. Quirk. Unnamed ice quirk. That's Fuyumi.
Oh.
And she's a teacher.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can teach me something, I'm just saying. Hey-o.
She's a preschool teacher.
And?
And you're frozen. Okay.
I'm just literally looking up their powers. Personality, unnamed ice quirk is for a Natsuo. So Toya
Yeah, so the first one, fire, but could only work well in cold atmospheres.
yeah, so
The other two were like ice, and then along came Shoto.
who is the goat of the family, I guess.
He's a goat. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's bad, right?
He got some explaining to do.
I mean, can explain why you can climb up walls that are like almost 45-degree angles. It's goat reference. They can climb up walls that are almost 45 degrees. Or 90 degrees, sorry. But anywho's. So, he did that so that way Endeavor did what he did so that way he can make a kid that can surpass All Might. And in doing so, he kind of messed up his family. Right? Like, his wife hated him. She went through so many psychological abuse from, Endeavor, because he's like so obsessed with trying to make the perfect being, right? And then along came SHOTOOO, who he pushed harder, which pushed them away faster, and basically Endeavor got kicked out from his house somehow by his family. They basically told him to leave, and so
I remember, I think he actually decided that it was best for him to leave, not that they kicked him out, but but Natsuo mostly wanted him out of there.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
So then, after All Might retired, or was forced to retire, dang you, Deku! But granted, the power was destroying his body anyway, so he had to. Sorry, I was refreshing my chat. Anyways, but I know, what's it called? Where was I at? Oh yeah. So he basically was like, after All Might retired, Endeavor had so much pressure put on him, I guess, due to like the world now looking at him as the number one hero. And now that he got that title, he was like, well, I'm here now, what do I do? Right? And then
And he hated that he became number one just because number one had stepped down. Like, he wanted to earn that shit, but instead, number one stepped down, so there you go, Endeavor. And he's like, great, thanks.
Yeah, he felt like he didn't earn that title. And then what had happened was, later on, he is like, well, since I earned this title, now I kind of want to fix my family. Would you shut up with the notifications?
Oh, never.
I'll turn it off before the next stream. Anyways, so he was like, hey, guess what? I'm trying to be a better dad. And to me, I don't think it's ever too late for a dad to try to be a better dad. When it's too late is when, the kid, moves on and gets another dad or father figure in their lives and bonds with them more. So I saw that what he was trying to do, especially after that Nemu fight, like, he humbled the shit out of himself. Like, he was up here, he had everything, looked down upon everybody. He did the Boa Hancock where he's like, you're garbage. But anyways, he basically was like, I want to try to rebuild or patch things up with my family. And SHOTOOO, not gonna lie, SHOTOOO wasn't having it. Don't show me affection. And that's what SHOTOOO was doing. He's like, hey, yeah, I know you're a dick and all, but I'm trying to at least patch that relationship with you. Which is understandable. Like, who doesn't want to, if you've been with your father or been with your mother or been with a parent and they just up and, like, do that shit to you as a kid and fuck you up and you're like, seclusion, right? I am a hikikomori, which is basically someone who stays in their room all day and doesn't trust the outside world. That is, welcome to the NHK reference if you guys are old enough for that. But
technically, hikikomoris are actual things. It's not just in the anime.
Yeah, she's right. I actually did look it up, and I'm like,
it's a Japanese thing. Like,
yeah, they're basically neats, which are, who knows the definition of a neat?
Kinda.
What about you, Cannonade?
Probably not.
So a neat is someone who's not in education, employment, or training. Right?
Okay.
So that's what a neat is. But I see that SHOTOOO was trying to patch up his relationship with his dad, hence why he worked underneath him, hence why he was learning like the new techniques and everything that Endeavor did. So Endeavor humbled himself out. Like, he was up here, he brought it down here. And that is like one of the coolest anime, or not coolest, but that's one of the coolest My Hero character developments that I've seen so far. Except for Deku, because, plot armor, right? I really don't count Deku, because he has like several different quirks, and we don't know the last one just yet, which is like number 2.
Tease.
Forget the crying.
Yeah. But
Intense crying.
yeah, all the I'm surprised, because anime logic, right? He doesn't dehydrate himself from all the crying that he does.
Yes.
And especially at the
Well, I mean,
volumes that he do it, or that he cries in.
I mean, when he kept seeing the nurse, like, just reply. I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about Recovery Girl. Just, like, she kisses you, I'm like,
You don't want kisses from your grandma?
it's like kissing all over your body, too. And she stretches her lips, and I'm like, what? What?
Get those wrinkly, look at those dry ass lips off my face.
Yeah, where's your Carmex? You know?
Oh my god.
Anywho. But yes, that is one of the character anime redemptions that I remember.
Anyway, Canon, you can go ahead and talk about your character development stuffs.
Okay. Well, my first one is, since you took my Bakugo one that I was going to use.
I'm sorry, it's the first one I thought of.
I'm guessing I'm just going to go with Vegeta for my first one.
Vegeta.
Technically, Vegeta's going through one right now.
Again?
Yes, again, in the manga. But, I'm talking about his first one, like when he goes from being that bratty Prince of all Saiyans.
I am Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans.
Going from that to the, still kind of a brat, but less egotistical, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny, especially considering that Goku helped him through that one. And his newer one, Goku's dad technically helps him out through this one. If you read the manga, you'll know. But,
Gotcha.
I like watching the reviews and stuff. So that's how I find out about those.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, Vegeta's very first character development, character redemption, technically, arc. I really liked that because, you know, I mean, like I said, I like Vegeta. He's one of my favorite Dragon Ball characters.
But can he beat Goku, though?
We don't want to get into this. Shut up.
Yes, we're not going to get into this right now.
That's a topic for 3 Mondays from now. Best anime fights.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, Vegeta's first character growth, I think that was like right about the time I started watching Dragon Ball again. So that kind of made me like it even more because it was also what made it stand out a lot more was because it was happening as I was watching Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Like, he's one of my favorite characters. And, you know, because he doesn't have all this plot armor, because he actually, you know, obviously
he works for his achievements.
Yeah, he has all this pride, and then after being humbled by Goku not once, not twice, 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus times, he's like, you know what? Just because he has plot armor doesn't mean, you know, I can't be a great Super Saiyan. I'm already a better dad, right? Because nobody hurts my what's her name? Briefs? No.
Bulma is. Oh yeah. I was about to say. Well, I think the line you were getting ready to say is when Beerus smacked Bulma.
Yeah, I was paraphrasing. I was trying to paraphrase, but you know, he was like, you know, no one hurts my Bulma, and then he just fucking loses it. Will Goku do that for Chi-Chi? Who knows? I mean,
who knows?
He nearly destroyed the universe just so that way he can fight Jiren, and guess who's in his universe? Chi-Chi. He literally puts his family in danger. But to me,
so many times.
Yeah, so many times. To me, you know, Vegeta has better character development and character sense in a way that, you know, he's like, hey, I know I'm not the best at it. I know I keep saying I'm the Prince of all Saiyans, but unlike other people who are born with just pure luck, I have to work for my talent, you know, and that's why I like him.
Yeah.
You know, he's learning to be the coldest, baddest motherfucker that ever lived. Yeah, right? Devil Artemis reference. But yeah, that's why I like Vegeta. He's like really cool. It didn't just like all, you know, he was a bad guy, turned good, went back to bad. I believe in the what's it called? In the what is it, GT series? Not GT. What's the one that was made in America?
GT.
Okay, yeah, in the GT series when Majin Buu, or was it Majin Buu or Majin Baby? It was Baby.
It was Baby.
And he had the Majin power, which kind of turned him evil. But then in that same arc, or same GT series, he blew himself up so that way he could, you know, save his family. Would Goku do that? No. He was like, I'm going to get my rocks off. And, you know, try to fight this guy. I'm pretty sure he does. He does sacrifice himself a lot for his friends and family and all that. But not gonna lie, Goku did put his 5-year-old son in danger. Left him in the hands of somebody that tried killing him. On top of Piccolo is a better dad than to Gohan than Goku. Just say those are other topics that we can talk about later down the stream.
Yes.
But you know, I'm just saying, Vegeta works for everything. Yes, he does get knocked out within the first 5 minutes of a fight, which is bullshit. Because I'm like, you have this badass dude. I keep hitting my mic for some odd reason. You have this. Stay the fuck right there, stupid mic. Anyways, you have this character that is working the hardest for his family, for his friends, for his Saiyan nation that, you know, isn't there, but there at the same time. But he knows he can wish them back, but he just doesn't want to. I think technically they're still alive, because didn't they make a wish saying it's like, hey, I wish for all of the people that that Frieza killed back, right? Or did that get lost in translation?
I don't remember.
Because if they did word it like that, the Saiyan race should be back. Because I know there's like Saiyans like scattered throughout the entire universe of Universe 6, and I know there's some in Universe 7, in Universe 7, that's where they're from. In Universe 6, there's more Saiyans that haven't been destroyed by Universe 6 Frieza, who ended up he got erased but came back. So, which his name was, I think, was Frost or something.
Yeah, it was Frost. He was blue.
I can see it. Universe. Six Frieza. Yeah, Frost. Or Frosto. Was member of Frieza raised an Emperor of Universe 6, former Emperor, okay. Yeah, that's why we have the power of the internet at our fingertips. Anyways, that is my hot take on Vegeta, right? So here, it's one of my favorites, right? I don't know if you guys can see that. This man, right here.
Eskymore.
The GOAT of this anime series, right? He is the true main character, right?
But he's the lion. I thought Merlin was the goat. Or Gother was the goat.
Gother is the goat. Merlin is the
boar.
The boar sin and gluttony. Like Eskymore, the lion sin of pride. Why am I talking about his character development? One, he's the goat.
Yeah, why are you talking about it? I went first.
Technically, I went first.
No, you gave an example, bitch. I went first.
But technically, I gave an example.
And then Cannon went.
Fine, then you give another one.
No, I don't care anymore. Go ahead.
No. What's another one of yours?
No. I refuse now.
See, chat, this is what I deal with on a daily basis. She's sassy, she's mean to me, she abuses me.
I'm like that to everyone. It's a compliment, honestly.
Yeah. She calls me a bitch. I'm like, what did I do to deserve this? I am cute and cuddly. I'm a teddy bear, right?
I'll so cute. I'm fluffy.
Yeah. Back in high school, she used to like abuse me a lot. I'm like, wow. I'm an M.
I did. Did I punch you around?
No. But she scared the shit out of me some days in English class.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
if you
That's when I
scare
was
easy, that's
discovering
on you.
myself. What?
So if you scare easy, that's on you.
Oh, well, fun fact, somebody's editing Phasmophobia for me right now.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I hated that game. Like, I hate it to the point where I still want to play it. And I want to play it more because I hate it.
Play with me.
I'm
I
trying.
make it
I
fun.
can't play it right now.
What? What'd you say, Cannon?
I said I can't play it right now.
Oh,
Because you gotta buy it, yeah.
Well, not only that, but
it's $15. It's
both
fine.
my computers are crap right now.
Yeah.
One's got a broken
It's
display,
okay.
the other one's just old.
Yeah. It's okay, Franky. You could play with me and Chris. He's also a baby.
That's a possibility. We
me
might.
playing with two scaredy cats.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. We could play it on stream one day when we're both free. Or when all three of us are free.
That will never happen.
Whose fault is
never
it?
free. It's my work's fault for giving me a crappy freaking schedule.
Well, if you wake up around 5 on Saturday and you want to play it, we can play it then. I'm just saying, you know. But anyways, right?
Go back to Eskymore, bitch.
So Eskymore, the Alliance and the Pride, as I keep pointing to the same thing over and over again. What makes him so special? It's fine. If I could, I'd just put him on your screen. But anyways, so why is his character development a thing? Or, you know, why am I talking about it? It's due to, because I think he had, in the series, he had one of the better ones. Because starting when he was younger, you know, he was this prince. And, you know, he was like, oh, man, that's cool. And then either he had another brother, or he had another brother. I forget if it was younger or older. And basically, when I think he hit 10, 5 or 6 or 10, somewhere around in that age group, or somewhere around that age frame, his powers showed up. Which, if you don't know his powers, it's sunshine. And as Merlin explains, as the sun goes across the sky, he becomes stronger and stronger until he becomes the strongest being alive at the peak, which is noon. And for 1 minute, he's the strongest man, or strongest being alive. So why am I talking? So why his character development is a thing, right? So he was chased. He was called a monster due to his power. He didn't like his power because he chased people away. Anytime he defeated a monster for a village, they were scared of him because, you know, he's just beating up these guys or beating up these monsters and all that with his bare hands. And everybody was scared because, you know, he looks like this big hulking monster, right? And then it wasn't until, like, you know, Meliodas and Merlin came along. It's like, hey, we want you to join our crew. Or he was like, hey, I want you to join my crew. You know, I'm going to be the next pirate king, right? He didn't say that. One Piece reference. So he's just like, man, you know, I don't think I can be your friend. And then, like, as, you know, when it was night, he was drinking, blah, blah, blah. And when morning came along, he tried sneaking away. And Meliodas saw that, like, hey, bro, I know what you're trying to do. You know, fight me. He's like, okay, don't blame me if you die. And then he's just like, bam, 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 and started to become more prideful and arrogant. So, you know, after he lost, he was like, oh man, I lost to this guy. He understands me. He's a monster, yada, yada, yada. He thought he killed Ban at one point, but, you know, Ban's immortal. And then, you know, he's just welcomed into that group of, quote, monsters. So as the series goes on and he shows up, he's just like this arrogant, you know, he's like this frail, small guy who really didn't have a backbone. or when it was daytime, he was this big hulking monster that was prideful and arrogant, and basically wanted to do things by himself. So more towards the end of the series, this is where I believe he started to humble himself because he knew his power was killing him. And in order to like counteract that, or not counteract it, but the more he used his powers, the more he knew that was killing him, and the more that he was killing him, the more he actually faced his demons or whatever. And he's like, man, I'm going to die, but at least I'm going to die for my friends. So when he gave up his powers back to the original holders of that power, a monster came, and he was just this frail 40-something 4-foot-something dude with a shield and sword. He was like, you know what? I am Eskymore, the lion's inner pride, and I'm going to give up my life for my friends. Nearly lost his life. Somebody came and saved him last minute, and it's like, hey, dude. It was the person that the original holder of the power was like, hey, man, I want to borrow sunshine again. He's like, it's going to kill you. He's like, that's fine. I want to give up my life for my friends. And I saw that, and I'm like, man, this guy is cool. Or cooler than, he was before. And he's just like, man, this dude is, he's like, I'm going to give up my life for my friends, going to do everything, blah, 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 blah. And then when he got his powers back and he joined the final fight against the Demon King, or I guess not the final fight. There was another fight after that. But when he fought the Demon King, he was like, let me do this. He wanted to do everything by himself. He didn't want his friends to get hurt, blah, blah, blah. So when he's in his pride form, he actually humbled himself a lot, because he's like, I want to sacrifice my life for my friends. And then later on, later in that fight, he was like, you know what? I need my friends' help to defeat the Demon King, because I can't do this by myself. And then he's like, aight. So I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing, Eskymore. You were prideful. Now you learn to be humble, and then you just end up that. All right, Koken. So yes, that's one of my favorite character developments of anime that I've seen so far.
Okay.
What about you, KP-chan?
Okay. It's the only other one I have. Again, maybe people have begged to differ. I don't know. And I haven't finished the manga series, and I haven't watched season 3 or 4 yet of this anime, but King of the Court, Kageyama from Haikyuu, or Hype-Q, as Franky likes to call it.
Hey.
Because like back in like middle school and early on in high school, he was like, they called him the King of the Court because he was like super demanding, and he thought he was the boss. He thought he was in charge. He was not willing to work well with his teammates or anything like that, and he was just super like irritable and all that stuff.
Still kind of
come along. What?
So he still kind of is irritable from last time I saw him.
Well, yeah. I don't know how much of the anime or manga you've seen or read. Can't remember.
Anime season 2, I think, was getting ready to start, or I finished.
Okay.
I watched all of whatever
Yeah.
Netflix had of it, so.
Right. Okay, yeah. So, comes sweet sunshine child Hinata. Changed his life forever. He's like, wait, I can work with people and they won't hate me. So then he started, actually like, working with his teammates and stuff like that, and was just, he learned the true meaning of teamwork. And I honestly, again, I haven't really finished the manga or anything, so I don't know if he's changed even more, if he's like even less of a like commanding king. But yeah, I another character that just hold him.
Yeah, It's
I'll pull it up.
what do you just tell me to ST a few?
What?
Did you just tell me to ST a few?
No, I said that's all I got.
Oh, I heard shut the fuck up. I'm like, I'm trying to have a discussion with you. What did I do this time?
No,
I think she started cutting
no,
out.
I
as
said
she
that's
was
all I
saying
got.
Ah.
Because crappy internet.
Right, yeah, I get that. But no, I'm on season 4 right now. I know there's season 4. I think there's gonna be like maybe 1 or 2 more seasons because I know the manga is done, but this anime series is still going on. I think that's a good one. I know I hated him because he's basically a Bakugo. He's like, get over here, you nerd, and all that to Hinata. He's like, I'll tell you where to go.
He called him a dumbass instead.
Yeah, he's like, get over here, you dumbass. Why can't you save this spike or save the ball? And Hinata's like, shut up, I hate you. He's like, you'll never be as good as me.
I love him. I love him.
I think you just like angry men.
I do. I am very much into the intense. I don't know.
Real question is Chris angry?
No, but he does have a resting bitch face. A good one at that.
He
He looks angry all the time, and I'm like, "Are you mad at me?" He goes, "No." You know, I'm
People
just
talk about me
sitting
in school.
here. I'm like, "Okay."
People thought I was constantly
Yeah.
angry at them in school. I had no idea why. I'm like, do I look angry?
Understandable. Yeah, I get that. I don't have a resting bitch face. All I have is like,
You just have resting dirt face like me.
yeah, or my dirt face is like, and my neck and my chin fat comes out.
Triple chin.
It's very.
Yeah, I
It's,
feel that.
it's I don't know. It's just more to love. So I've been told. But
Or to love. Very hard to pick up.
I mean, I could do it. I just gotta go and then use my breathing techniques. But
Okay.
that's other things that aren't really child
What's your
appropriate.
element then, Hashira?
Thick breathing.
What did you say?
Thick breathing.
Okay, I was like,
Oh, no.
I heard something else.
I
I was like, sir, I thought you were straight.
No, I am. I said thick. THICCC breathing. I spell it the 3 C's. Because you live by the thigh, you die by the thigh, you know. To all those who have died by the thigh, we salute you. I'm not getting any sort of money. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh, but yes, these are some good, really good anime people who've, had some good character developments, especially like Vegeta's mentioned. I did like Bakugo's mentioned. I still don't like Bakugo. He's not like my favorite character in the show. He's not. I'm sorry. I kind of like,
Disbelief on her face is palpable.
you already know.
You see this? You see this thing?
Yes.
You see this? That's
Yes.
a little piece of heart you just broke off.
I mean, my favorite anime or favorite hero or favorite character from My Hero. Everybody knows it. It's All Might.
Yeah, basic bitch.
I'm sorry. You find power scary? Does anybody in here find power scary? Because I see this. Because I wouldn't say I relate to All Might because I don't carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I can probably carry the weight of my family on my shoulders. That could be a thing. But I like the reason why he smiles because he's scared. Who isn't scared when you're running into a fight that you don't know it's going to be your last? I'm sorry. You like hot-headed men who are angry all the time. Yeah. You know, I'm so sorry that, you know, I like my characters to have some depth to them, right? Not death, depth. Sorry, I'm adjusting my lumbar. It's hitting the wrong spots. But
I just like characters that I relate to, I guess.
So are you angry all the time? Screaming and
No,
yelling?
but like
Yeah.
when I get angry, like it is Bakugo level anger.
Are you
I am a redhead, you know.
and you don't have a soul, so you don't care.
That is untrue. That is actually a myth, and I've proven it multiple times. So you can go back to sleep. Shut up.
I'll go back to sleep when I'm done with my second stream. But all I'm saying is, I'm sorry that, you know, you like angry men. I like buying cool, calm, and collected.
Angry or dumb?
Is
I'm into
Bakugo-
the dumbasses.
that
No,
would-
I'm talking about
Kirishima.
Kirishima. He's my number one favorite, and he's an actual dummy.
Well, besides, what's his name that has the
he
spark
has
quirk?
man brain.
That's the what quirk?
Spark quirk.
Who's the one?
Kaminari.
Yeah, Denki. He's my second favorite. Again, I like the idiots.
Well, he actually becomes an idiot because he uses too much of his power
Well,
and it fries his brain.
yeah, and that's just a quirk flaw. I have a plushie of him, but he's too far away and I can't get him. Otherwise, I'd have him. But
That's fine.
yeah,
I don't know. Like, yeah, no, I'm sorry that you like angry men. All I'm saying. All right. What about you, Kid and Nate? You got another one that you like talking about for character development wise?
It might be controversial, but yes.
Is it what is his name? Not Shoto Tucker. Something Tucker.
Nope, not Shao Tucker.
Okay.
is this the bleach one?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the Bleach ones.
Okay.
If you're caught up with the current manga, you'll know
Obviously.
who I'm going to talk about. If not, then I'm sorry, spoiler warning, Eisen.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so in the spoiler alert coming up, in the final arc of Bleach, Eisen has been in Mugen for probably like 5 years now.
Mhm.
Because at the end of his arc, I'm just calling it the Eisen arc at this point now. At the end of his arc, he was imprisoned and put into Mugen. You know, 5 years in a place that's complete and utter darkness, no sights, no sound can enter. You know, you're left alone with your thoughts. And then when Yuha Bak invades, Eisen is somehow set free,
No, that's because they
and
sought his help.
well, they sought his help, but I mean, like, he was down there when Zaraki and Unohana were fighting too, because they fought in Mugen, because that was the only place they could fight without destroying anything. But anyway, yeah, when they sought his help, or after they sought his help, that's when they found out he was free, I think. Because I know, what's his name?
Shunshui?
Yes, Shinsui. I kept wanting to try and say his last name, but I kept wanting to say something else. I couldn't think of his last name. Kyoku.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when he went to go talk to him to try and ask for his help, Eisen just kind of side-eyed him like, nah, I'm good. I'm here. Didn't really say anything. But he did eventually, obviously, help.
Mm-hmm.
He helped by basically distracting Yuha Bak. Because somehow he still has the ability to utilize his Zanpakuto, even though he doesn't have his Zanpakuto.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, like, he had the option after they defeated Yuha to basically kill Ichigo. And he decided he didn't want to do it.
Because
You know, he
it was all
matured.
part of his plan.
Well, the whole part of his plan was to keep Ichigo alive for as long as possible. But then after the major threat was gone, Eisen could have just easily used his Zanpakuto and killed Ichigo.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. So I mean, I think that was a really good development for him. Like, cause he was wanting to kill Ichigo there when their final battle happened. It was either him or Ichigo that was going to die in that battle. That's the way it was going for me, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But there at the end, after they defeated Yuha, like I said, he could have killed him, and he didn't. So it's like either Eisen just didn't want to kill him or couldn't kill him because Ichigo turned into like the most powerful thing next to the Soul King.
Plot armor at its finest.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Basically, Eisen had the opportunity to kill his worst enemy and didn't or couldn't. Either way, development.
Yeah, I got you. I understand that, like, you know, I didn't like Eisen. I thought he was a dick.
Same.
You know, he injured Momo, or got Momo injured
multiple times,
and just like, and what was sad was she kept going back to him like, bruh, leave his ass alone. He's toxic. You know, I think it was like battered wife syndrome or whatever it was called. But I'm like, bruh, he's toxic. Leave him alone, Momo. Shit. Go over towards Shiro, you know. But yeah, that, you know, and I know when you were referencing Shunshui and Eisen, I'm like, oh yeah, I know Shunshui came and talked to Eisen. He released like one finger, one eye, and then like a foot. Because that's all the keys that he was allowed to do, because the elders of the Gosei
the Serite,
the Gotei 13, sorry, is the actual name of the squads. The Serite, they were like, nah, don't release that man. He bad news. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care, you know. But yeah, that was a good reference. Good thing. Let's see, I know we talked about Zuko, Bakugo, Endeavor, Vegeta, Eisen, Eskymore, and KP's last one, King of the Court.
Kageyama.
Thank you.
Kageyama.
Yep. Yeah, those are some really good ones.
Kageyama!
The King of the Court. That is literally all I remember. Alright, everybody. There you have it. Those are some of our favorite anime character growths. And again, if you want to see stuff like this, come over to the Twitch. Twitch.tv/Franky_Robin44. We have hit our 50 follower goal, and I am greatly happy for that. Now I just need people coming on in. And I can't wait to, you know, become an affiliate over there on Twitch. Because I did show off some merch. So if that's something that you like, and if you want to be in the giveaway, because I will have a giveaway, go ahead and follow my Twitch, join Discord, go to my Instagram or Twitter or what have you, follow that, and then I will make sure every name that is following me or that is doing whatever on all my social medias gets into that pool. And then when the time comes for me to buy them their shirt, buy you your shirt, it will be live on Twitch. But go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Remember to stay super, everybody.